When are we going to bring up the fact that ICE is the reason for a lot of these incidents in major cities? Like in Chicago, ICE tear gassed police as well as the crowd in a white SUV and then rode off. They didn't get out. They didn't arrest anyone. There was nothing going on. They just tear gassed the crowd and the police and rode off with no supervision, no management. In New York, they threw a woman to the ground forcefully for no reason, just because she was questioning them. They're the reason for a lot of the violence that we're seeing, and nobody's holding them accountable. So when people react, that's the government's fault for sending them in. This shouldn't be happening. ICE is unqualified, untrained, inexperienced. They have no supervision, no management. Nobody is overseeing the actions of these people who are masked, no identification, taking people to God knows where in vehicles that are unmarked. So when the public responds in the only way that they can, the government shouldn't be surprised, because the government is the reason for all this conflict. There was no wars going on in Portland. We have to be able to follow the constitutional laws of right to assemble, freedom of speech. Once these laws are taken away by the administration on their own accord, then the public has only one recourse and one course of action. So for Kristi Noem and Bondi and also Donald Trump to say all these things, and no one has boots on the ground, no one has experience, no one served in the military, no one's had these positions before, they are the problem. Let's just be honest. They are the problem. They are sending military personnel to civilian populations. They have no experience doing research, no experience doing investigations. They're just sending military out, untrained correctional officers, inexperienced retirees to enforce Border Patrol and ICE. And they're doing it with trained military and trained law enforcement. And the law enforcement is not assisting them. So ICE is becoming the problem. I know the rhetoric coming from the administration is lawlessness, war zones, crimes where they have to send in the military. And there's a million videos showing otherwise. Yet they're speaking from the White House. They're speaking from the Capitol. They're speaking from places of employment where nobody is, where none of these people are in Chicago or Portland or LA. They only come in when the military comes in to make a point to enforce their agenda, to support their stupid agendas. This administration is dividing this country, and soon we won't be able to go back. There will be no reversing this. They are actively seeking to cause civil unrest. They are the problems. There's no one asking for this military intervention. No one needs the National Guard deployed. Yet our government finds it necessary to continually cause unrest in cities, cause civilians to feel uncomfortable, to feel unsafe, because they have masked people with military weapons on their corners, riding down their streets on the sides of vehicles. Of course they're going to react. Who wouldn't react? I'm sure Bondi and Noem and Trump have no military personnel in their neighborhoods. I'm sure they live totally peacefully with whatever crime there is, and law enforcement enforces that crime. There's no military personnel, there's no National Guards, there's nobody in their streets with M16s, AR-15s, weapons of war, tanks. Really? Tanks in Chicago, and you think nobody's going to react because you had one incident? Now you're having hundreds of incidents and music protests, music festivals. This is ridiculous. The country is going to crap because of the administration. The administration can't do things that they're supposed to, like lower gas costs. Find out why grocery prices are so high and help. Lower inflation. The cost of living is high. The only thing this administration does is Border Patrol and immigration. When have we had enough immigration? Fix something. Do something. Be the president. Stop arresting citizens. We're going to vote. You can't arrest all the people and stop the vote from happening. People are going to come in this country and vote against Republicans. You can't forcefully remove citizens just so you can maintain power. This administration is becoming a joke. Total inexperience. No one knows the consequences of their actions, and everybody is doing something just so they can appease MAGA, save face. Our reputation is always at stake, is Mr. Trump's back and forth. The reputation is at stake. The people are going to Lose what? Support. You don't have support. That's why you're in every country trying to round up support for MAGA. That's why you're protesting all the time. That's why you don't want people to speak out. You're trying to silence people, remove people from the country. It's not going to work. The vote's going to happen and you're going to be out because you're bad leadership. Point blank.